Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I wanted to jump on here today to talk about some interesting research that I heard about this weekend by a guy named Sean Achor. He was on Oprah's podcast, so you can check that out. But he talks about happiness as a choice. And this is a really radical proposition because we're not bound by our genes or by our environment. That doesn't determine whether or not we are happy. It's a matter of the way that our mind is, the way that we train our mind to be, and also the choices that we make. And it can be something that's really simple. So he actually cited 3 things that he said made a huge outcome in someone's happiness, no matter their age or their predisposition, like if they were depressed or had some kind of issues in that way. He said the first one was gratitude. So saying 3 things you're grateful for, or writing down 3 things you're grateful for. And I have seen this in my own life. I didn't even know that this was being researched. I did this with my mom, who's a wonderful person, but had a tendency to complain about little things that were bothering her. And I started doing gratitude with her in the morning when we would have coffee. So we would each say 3 things we were grateful for. And she's continued doing this. And I've seen a huge impact on her mindset. She doesn't complain like she used to. It's just kind of trained her mind to think differently about the world. So the second thing he mentioned was journaling for 2 minutes about something good that happened that day. So this is reinforcing in our brains the things that are good over thinking about the things that are bad. And especially doing that first thing in the morning or in the evening before we go into sleep time, where we're going to be detoxing some of the things that happen during the day in our dreams. So it's really nice to be going to sleep with a positive thought at the end of the day. And the third thing is quite radical and quite simple. When we smile at someone else, it actually produces dopamine in our brain and our body, which is our happiness chemical, and it produces dopamine in the person we're smiling at, even if they don't smile back at us, just because of the nature of the way our brains work with mirror neurons. So that means that when we smile, we have a huge impact on those around us and on our own chemistry. And if somebody had told me that when I was like an angry teenager and, there would be this older white male going, "Honey, you should smile." And my reaction as a teenager was like, I am absolutely not going to smile because you told me that. But if some, interesting person had told me that it was chemistry, that my smiling would actually help produce happiness chemicals in my brain, that might have been a more motivating thing to tell me as a teenager. So the reason I've been thinking about all of this is because happiness is health and health is happiness. They're so interrelated. And I know that I feel a lot more vibrant these days because I am a lot happier, because I'm making choices that are helping to contribute to my happiness. So, we can deal with our health as a side issue. Like, I'm not going to deal with it until something comes up. That's what a lot of people do. But there's also the preventative approach, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, where we do things on a daily basis, like the way we eat, the way we sleep, doing a little bit of exercise, thinking positive thoughts like gratitude and being of service in the world and helping others to thrive, and, communicating well and having good relations with the people in our life. Those kinds of things are preventative medicine. They actually help us to live healthier lives. And in Ayurveda, we talk about declining gracefully, because obviously there's one guarantee in this life, and that is that we are all going to die, right? So do you want to kind of live life like this and then hit a cliff and go directly down in a dramatic downward spiral that's painful and difficult? Nobody wants that, right? It's actually something we can prevent. So Ayurveda talks about, okay, we go through life like this, and then we kind of gradually decline and we have grace in our elder years. And that's what I want. And I think that's what a lot of people want. So that's why we do all these practices. That's why we have a morning routine. That's why we eat greens and take supplements and use essential oils and, do what we need to do to support our bodies, because ultimately our bodies and our minds are limitations that we have to deal with every single day. We can be in denial about health issues for only so long before they become critical. But we all have a body and we all have a mind and we all have issues that are happening all the time with those bodies and minds. Even if we're really healthy, like I'm pretty healthy, but I take digestive enzymes to help my digestion be really, really good. So digestion is like the foundation of health. If things are not happening well there, then there's going to be a ripple effect, because like 90% of our serotonin is made in our gut. So if our gut is unhappy, then our brain is unhappy. And scientists are proving this now. It's become kind of gut-brain health is a whole area of focus nowadays. So, it's a good place to start in our wellness and just making sure that our gut is happy. So, for example, in Ayurveda, we say that if your digestion is functioning properly, you don't notice it at all. So this is the idea, is that we are thinking along the lines of health as not noticing our bodies as much, not being so aware of our body's functions and our pains and discomforts and, headaches and allergies and things like that. We want to get to a more balanced and neutral state. And it is possible. I'm here to tell you, I was raised by a single mom. I ate a lot of junk food as a child. In my 20s, I discovered cooking and I taught myself how to cook, and I got a CSA box from a local farm and started actually learning how to cook and take care of myself. And I started doing yoga when I was 18. And these had a profound impact on my life. And I've just been up-leveling and up-leveling to the point now where my emotions are balanced. I'm able to observe when I have a negative thought and transform it in a matter of minutes. I have really good communication with my family and friends. And I try to live a life in harmony with nature and with people and take care of myself. I'm not saying I don't have a bad day now and then. We all have bad days. It's really hard to live in this space and time, with all the demands and all the responsibilities and all of the things that are going wrong in the world. But how do we stay balanced in the face of that? I can tell you that it is possible. It's definitely possible to feel vibrant and to live a healthy and exciting and fun and joyful life, because that's what I try to do. So if you want help doing that, I would love to assist you with essential oils and with Ayurveda. I like to sit down with my customers and talk about whatever health needs they have, and, talk about different ways that Ayurveda can be applied and how to use essential oils to assist in changing our patterns and really transforming our lives so that we can feel vibrant and healthy and joyful. So if this is of interest, just send me a message, and I hope you have a wonderful day.